Welcome to CRJ 211, Criminal Law 2. This is your instructor, Brent McGuire, and I want to provide you an overview of how to navigate the course content. You'll see that we're on the start page, and if you go up to the top to the course content tab and click on it, you'll go into where the meat of the course really is, and all the information is contained in weekly folders. But the first thing you're going to see at the top of the page is the My Grades portion, which once you have assignments that have been graded, that's where you can go to check them there and see how you're doing in the course. There's also the intro video that gives you a real quick overview of the course. One of the most important things to do during this first week is to check out the important Read This First folder. It has all kinds of good information for you, including the Start Here, which is going to give you about 12 different pieces of information that are very important. Make sure you read those. The red text at the bottom has to do with the drop policy, which basically states that if you're not in attendance for the equivalent of 1 week of class, you can be dropped from the class. Now online, what that means is that if you go a week without submitting any assignments, like the discussion forum or a quiz or homework assignment, you can be considered absent and dropped from the course. You also see supplemental course outline, PDF versions of that, as well as the course schedule, PowerPoint version, and the video. Make sure you check that out because during the first week there is a quiz on that. Also, there's different tips for success, more information about me if you're interested, things on late assignments. Since discussion is every week, make sure you check out the recommendations and the grading rubric, which is going to tell you how I'm going to grade it based on what your responses are. There is one project. Make sure you check out this folder on project guidelines and grading rubrics. I'll talk a little bit about that later when we get to the project folder. Since we are communicating online in discussion forums, please use proper etiquette, so check out that folder. And then another good resource is student resources. We've got all kinds of links there to tech support and policies, help with Angel, about anything you can think of to help here. Check that out. The video tutorials, obviously you've already found that if you're watching this video, but there's other good ones in there as well. And if you decide to write a paper, there's an example of an APA style paper there. So that's everything important. Read this first. Let's go back to course content. You'll see that there's another folder on supplemental course outline. It has the same information as what you saw before. There's also a folder on APA style with some different links to help you learn about that style and to see some examples of it. Now let's get into actual meat of the course. Looking at week 1, your entire mission in week 1 is to become familiar with the course, to go over the course outline and know what's expected of you. You'll also take a quiz on that. Send me an email, introduce yourself in an introduction discussion, and check out all that information that I just told you about. You'll see also down here in the blue that each week will have when the assignments are due, and you'll also see that everything you need to complete those assignments is available right within that folder. Now let's go to week 2, which is a little bit more typical of the semester, and you'll see here that we have an overview video to watch, a chapter to read, a PowerPoint to view, a discussion post to make, and a quiz to take, as well as optionally checking out different online resources. Everything that you're asked to do is contained right here with the overview video, PowerPoint, discussion, quiz, and online resources, all available within the folder. Each week will follow that similar format. Now as we go down to the course project, we'll see that it's due prior to the end of week 15. If we click on that, it's also a Dropbox, which is where you'll submit the assignment. But one of the things I want to encourage you to do during this first week or two is to go into these topics, take a look at them. You'll see there are quite a few to choose from here. There's actually 12 different options. You only have to choose one, but do so early so you can start your research on that early. If you find one that looks interesting but you're a little confused as to everything that's required as part of that, please get a hold of me and let me know. You'll also see that you have 3 options here, an essay, a PowerPoint, or a speech. And there are certain requirements. You'll see again a link to the project guidelines and grading rubrics, which will provide even more information and how I'm going to grade each of those projects for you to look at. You'll also see that there's the Dropbox here. I actually have a tutorial on how to submit your course project. It's just as simple as adding a title, clicking on attachments, browsing for your file, and clicking on submit. So that's it for course project. And you'll see that each week has its own folder following that format that I showed you earlier. So that's a really quick overview of the course content. If you have any questions, please let me know.